So you can send in your questions to AskPVQuestions@gmail.com. Now we have an interesting question here that I'm going to be answering now. I'm sure you guys know I did a video answering another question about someone asking about whether or not there should be whether or not Secular Talk and David Pakman should do videos like Sean and Jen and H Bomber Guy. Now here's this question from Gregor coming in. He says, I recently watched your video about should Secular Talk and TDPS be more like SJWs. The way I see the modern definition of an SJW is that they are people who think everything is racist or sexist or whatever. I believe in social justice, and I feel like this modern definition pushed by the right demonizes social justice. Is the way you see an SJW the directly interpreted way or the modern definition of social justice? And why does the right use the word social justice when they are talking about people who are saying everything is racist and sexist? Thanks for answering my question. Okay, so to answer your question, the way I think of SJW is I don't think that SJW would really apply to someone like Martin Luther King Jr., who was an actual, fighter for social justice. I think that the definition that we have of social justice warrior is somebody who just kind of falsely claims that a lot of things are either sexist or racist or whatever. But there are a lot of things in our society that are racist, such as law enforcement. Often, you can look up a lot of different studies. There are tons of studies that showed that, one of them being, whites and blacks use marijuana at the same rates, but, black people are far more incarcerated than white people are. And, even with the same crimes, they get heavier sentences and all of this different kind of stuff. So there's definitely, racism to be fought in the country. And I would prefer going mostly on socioeconomic grounds. However, people who want to directly fight with, kind of social justice, I would not say that somebody who's trying to kind of bridge that gap in the marijuana example is an SJW, not only because it has a bad connotation, but because I think that the way it's interpreted is very different than a Martin Luther King Jr., because Martin Luther King Jr. was a social justice fighter. He was a fighter for social justice. Things like that. So I wouldn't call someone like who actually wants to fight things that are actually racist in society, I wouldn't call them SJWs. I guess I would call them some kind of fighter for social justice and different things like that. So you can definitely be a fighter for social justice, but an SJW is a different thing.